Yeah, I think you definitely touch on a point there. I think storytelling is very important to the scope of things. It's definitely one way to write a song, I guess, as opposed to always talking about personal issues. I guess it's kind of you can write a song that way. You can structure lyrics that way. But I think the art of writing fiction is can be something completely different, but yet very open, very vast. Because the imagination is something that is an uncontrolled thing, and depending on the individual, it can be exercised in different ways. I guess you could say. I think back when I was doing House of the Forest, we were kind of concentrating on the whole Christian lifestyle thing, and when I retired from writing music sometime around 2010, I did some thinking in those periods of time, in that time off, did some very minimal music writing. However, it came in 2012, the opportunity to reunite my old band Savior Sect, which was hanging around throughout the 90s and into the mid 2000s, and I saw that kind of coming out of the retirement or breaking the cobwebs off myself. I found that writing fiction was really the way to go at that point in time, and I sat down and for that reunion, I believe I put together 16, 17 songs of pulp fiction stories that I just kind of sat down, and most of those having a bit of a horror edge to them. So yeah, it became a deal where it really affected both the music, because in my mind I was trying to come up with all these kind of scary and creepy ideas, and that actually affected excuse me, the sound of the music. And then there came the lyric writing process, where the actual story takes form in words, and those words again are put against the music, which is serving as more of an atmospheric backdrop for the actual tale that's being told. So that whole fiasco with the aborted Savior Sect reunion, which never really did materialize as a reunion, but the songs themselves did manifest themselves, and they were eventually released as my solo record. So, but in any case, the whole putting into place of discovering fictional writing again, and actually telling fictional stories, creating characters and scenarios and storylines, and that was kind of really exciting stuff to rediscover, and I had been absent from that for some time. So it was a good starting point to come back to writing by just dealing mainly with fictional stories. So then what manifested then after the solo album was released, and the whole Seance project got started, and I found myself going in a different direction, more so with that project, due to the fact that I wasn't writing the music. See, I would have music would be sent to me, because we were a long distance band there, commuting between states, by means of commuting mail wise, by Omen sending me the music and me sitting down and actually writing lyrics to pre-existing music. So that really put a different slant on things for me, because I couldn't really, I wasn't writing the music, and the atmospheres that were being created really weren't mine. So I found that a better approach for a band like Seance and that type of situation was to write about personal things, and kind of, there may have been fictional elements to the portrayal of it, but it was basically rooted in my own feelings and situations that I was dealing with in my life, and I found that was an easier way to deal with music that wasn't mine. And that worked out well, though as with the final Seance record, some of the fictional stories were starting to creep back into it, because my mind's always being drawn towards creativity and the kind of imagination going wild all the time. It's just a staple of my existence, I guess. So this left everything very open for the advent of 13 Serpentine Drive, which is very, very much a fictional, story-based band. We tell tales. That's basically what Loretta and I do, and the process for writing those stories is very, very similar to the way the Savior Sect reunion should have went, or what my solo album did become. Okay, it's kind of, again, me at the helm of creating atmospheres through the music, okay, which really sets the stage for the lyrics or the storylines that come about. Only different being it takes two to tango in this project, and Loretta and I spend sometimes a couple hours, just again long distance deal here, just kind of brainstorming through emails and just firing ideas back and forth, and coming up with lots of characters, lots of scenarios, and weird storylines, and spanning the decades. We like to deal with stuff, basically 1920s, and actually extending on nowadays through the 1970s with our idea pool being thrown together of exploring the past. So yeah, of the songs we've written, basically tales being told, sitting down and brainstorming, definitely how tracks like 41 Ford evolved, or the new Platform for the Devil took a lot of hours of just batting ideas back and forth, and we just love to do that kind of thing. And I think telling a tale comes natural to both of us, and we're both brimming over with ideas, so we always have more ideas than we end up using, which is pretty good, actually. We have an overflow of characters, an overflow of storylines, and as the process of music is time consuming, and it takes some time to actually put a song together, and for her to put the vocals down, and from point A to point B sometimes stretches longer than idea A to idea B stretches, and certain ideas get lost along the line, and the stronger ones just seem to survive, or sometimes I'll just really feel an idea that we talk about, and it really stays with me, and that music tends to get done, those lyrics tend to get written around the ideas that we have talked about, and discussed. So and then you'll have what's interesting, I mean, because the process between us is lengthy, and again, we are always thinking of new things, so everything seems to be moving very quickly, thought-wise, whereas the actual process of writing takes a lot longer. I find myself sometimes engrossed in these stories which take a long time to develop, and in between those stories, sometimes we'll throw in, I'll come up with just a quick idea in my mind, and it kind of just rises and takes me over, and sometimes the big project gets put momentarily on the back burner, and a fresh, fast idea will come to mind, and it's like a very fast process of putting together a song, both the music and the lyrics, because it's something that's really wanting to come out of me. Usually refer to that as a scrapbook song, an idea that comes really fast. I record it really fast while the burner is hot, and take a hold of that and roll something out quickly, and you'd be surprised. Sometimes those type of quick songs can be as effective as something that you really sit down and you put a lot of different parts to, or you really take your time in trying to lay something out, and sometimes those spontaneous ideas are brilliant. You know, it's you get this kind of emotional overflow coming out of you, and it's works out good. So definitely storytelling a very important part, and something that Loretta and I will, I'm sure we do embrace it dearly now, and I'm sure it's something that's going to hang around for us in coming 13 Serpentine Drive songs. So hey, well, good question on that one.